Welcome to a story that will move you, awaken your thinking, and completely transform how you define success. This is not a story about money. It's not about luxury cars, private jets, or billion-dollar empires. This is a story about something far more powerful, something that truly matters. You might assume such respect, such silence, such nationwide emotion is reserved for a decorated soldier or a powerful political leader. But this story belongs to someone who never chased power, never fought for position, never tried to stay in headlines. He simply did his work with honesty, with dignity, and without noise. And perhaps that is why, when he left, it wasn't just a city that paused. An entire nation felt it. This is the story of a man who was never just a businessman, but a true jewel of India. His name was Ratan Tata, born as Ratan Naval Tata, on the 28th of December 1937, in the city of Mumbai. His journey began long before the world knew his name. In 1947, while the country celebrated its hard-earned freedom, a young boy of just 10 stood quietly as his own world fell apart. That boy was Ratan Tata. His parents, Naval and Sonu, separated. In those days, such matters didn't stay within the walls of a home. They became public whispers, headlines, and gossip. At school, children didn't understand pain. They mocked it. At home, silence became his closest companion. His mother moved on, remarried, and life changed again. But in that fractured world, one presence stood firm like a pillar. His grandmother. She didn't just raise him. She shaped Ratan into a man of character. People will talk, she would say. They will try to break you, but never bend. Live with self-respect, no matter what. Those words didn't just comfort the boy. They became the foundation of who Ratan Tata would become. Years later, in 1955, Ratan Tata stepped into a completely different world, America. At Cornell University, he studied architecture. For the first time in his life, nobody knew his surname. There were no expectations, no pressure, just a young man and his dreams. He worked in Los Angeles, a city that once felt foreign and distant. And there, Ratan Tata met someone who saw him not as a name, but as a person. Her name was Caroline. Their bond grew quietly, naturally, like something meant to last. They dreamed of a simple life, a home, a future together. But life rarely follows the plans we draw so carefully. One night, a call came from Bombay. His grandmother, the one who had been his strength, was critically ill. Without hesitation, Ratan Tata made a choice. I'm going back, he said. He believed it would only be for a short while, but fate had already written something else. Soon after Ratan Tata returned to India, war broke out between India and China. Fear spread across continents. Caroline's family refused to let her travel to India. And just like that, without a fight, without anger. The relationship faded into silence. Ratan Tata never went back to Los Angeles. Some endings don't come with closure. They just leave a quiet space behind. In 1962, Ratan Tata began his journey in India, not as an heir, but as an ordinary worker. There were no special privileges. He lifted limestone, worked on shop floors, faced heat and exhaustion. Just like any other employee, it wasn't punishment, it was a test. And Ratan Tata passed it. Without complaints, without shortcuts. Years later, when he became chairman, many doubted him. They called Ratan Tata weak. But he didn't respond with words. He responded with decisions, firm policies, clear direction. And slowly, the same people who doubted Ratan Tata began to witness transformation. When the Tata Indica was launched, it wasn't just a car. It was proof that Ratan Tata believed in India's potential. When he was mocked during the Ford meeting, Ratan Tata stayed silent, but made a promise to himself. And years later, when Jaguar Land Rover became part of Tata Group, the world saw what quiet determination can achieve. When he saw a family struggling on a scooter in the rain, Ratan Tata didn't just feel sympathy. He took action. The Tata Nano was his answer. Not just a car, but a dream for millions of Indian families. During the 26th of November attacks, when tragedy struck the Taj Hotel, that hotel was built by Tata in 1903. This was the crown jewel of Tata Empire. Ratan Tata didn't speak to cameras. 80 employees who were dead or injured. He went to their families. He sat on the floor and talked. He stood with people, ensured their future. That is where leadership becomes humanity. Even after retirement, Ratan Tata lived simply. He drove his own car, supported startups, cared deeply for animals. A man who had everything, yet lived like he needed nothing. On the 9th of October, 2024, Ratan Tata took his final breath. In Worli, he had his last rites with military honors. He was saluted with 21 cannons. And the city of Mumbai was completely shut down. Factories were closed. Offices were closed. People were standing on the streets. People who Ratan Tata personally didn't even know. Yet they came. Because it wasn't just a businessman's funeral. It was the farewell of an Indian Ratan. But what he left behind was not just a legacy of business. It was a legacy of values. My friends, success is not about how loudly the world hears your name. It's about how deeply your actions touch people's lives. And Ratan Tata proved that true greatness lies in humility, integrity, and silent strength. I hope this story inspired you, and I hope it helped you improve your English, little by little. If this touched your heart, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more useful content videos.